Lilith is one of the most mysterious, spooky, and misunderstood characters in myth. You might think you know her as the first wife of Adam, but there's so much more to her story. Lilith, or Lilith, Lilitu, or even Lilith is a figure in Jewish and Mesopotamian myth, and her name has popped up all over, from ancient tablets to modern-day pop culture. In Akkadian, the words Lili and Lilitu mean spirits. Lilith's origins in Sumerian mythology go back to creepy spirit figures that represented disease or the wind. Later interpretations in Hebrew describe Lilith as a night monster or even a screech owl. Lilith's name alone has some major haunting connotations. Her story is rooted in the ancient Hebrew language, and her name actually comes up in the Bible, but not as a person. In the book of Isaiah, the Hebrew word Lilith appears in a creepy list of night creatures, but Lilith as we know her doesn't get a full shout-out. But Jewish folklore from around 500 AD onward takes the word Lilith and weaves it into a whole personality, even giving her backstory some mythical flair through short, mystical tales called historiolas. In some major Jewish writings, like the Babylonian Talmud, the conflict of Adam and Eve with Satan, and the Zohar, she's described as a fiery, rebellious woman. Some say she was the first to cohabit with man. Yeah, it's as steamy as it sounds. Also known as Tin Shemet in some ancient texts, this rebel wasn't just any demon. She's the supreme empress of hell, the ultimate mother of demons and wife to none other than Lucifer himself. You heard that right, she's a co-ruler of hell with her own throne and power, nearly equal to Lucifer and even Satan. But let's rewind a bit. Originally, Lilith was crafted by God, created from the same clay at the same time as Adam to be his first wife, before Eve even stepped into the picture. But Lilith wasn't about to be anyone's sidekick or second in command. She wanted to be Adam's equal and refused to obey him, which, as you can guess, did not sit well. So she wanted to leave, and just like that, she was cast out of Eden and officially on a new path. Now cast into the shadows, Lilith became a night demon, luring unsuspecting souls to their doom. She set up her own crew in the Red Sea, becoming close with demons, and even giving birth to a whole generation of dark beings. Meanwhile, back in paradise, Adam's left all alone. So, God sends 3 angels to bring Lilith back. They find her by the Red Sea and give her an ultimatum: return to Adam or face some heavy consequences. Lilith refused to budge. For her defiance, she was cursed to lose 100 of her own children every day. Heartbroken, she retaliated by targeting Adam's offspring in her own twisted way, becoming a vengeful spirit against newborns and sleeping men. Her defiance wasn't just legendary, it was transformative. Lilith embraced her dark powers, creating a lineage of infamous succubi like Agrat Bat Malat, Naama, and Ishith Zanunum, and then there's her close companion Tananiver, a mythical abyssal creature who becomes her loyal steed. Together, they set off on some seriously dark adventures. Lilith then crosses paths with Samael, another misfit cast out of the divine realm. At first, he's skeptical, but when Lilith reveals her disdain for humanity and her belief that she was meant for more than Adam, Samael finds an ally. Fast forward, and Lilith joins forces with Samael and Lucifer. Together they plan a stealthy assault on Eden. Lucifer distracts the gatekeeper, Gadriel, while Lilith and Samael slip in. Once inside, Lilith seizes her chance for revenge, not by attacking Adam, but by manipulating Eve. Disguised as an owl, she perches above Eve, planting seeds of doubt and independence. With Lilith's whispers swirling in her mind, Eve reached the forbidden fruit from the Tree of Knowledge. Their mission complete, Lilith and Samael flee Eden. Humanity's story had taken a turn, and Lilith was forever cemented as the first woman who defied God, Adam, and the entire heavenly order. Her fury wasn't only aimed at Earth's creatures. Heaven itself became her target, especially the vulnerable infants and women in childbirth. She was eventually forced to swear an oath to spare those protected by angelic amulets, igniting a fierce rivalry with heaven's own protector, Layla, sparking one of history's darkest feuds. Then came the ultimate twist, the birth of Jesus. Lilith took her chance to defy heaven's prophecy, storming Bethlehem on her terrifying steed, determined to snuff out heaven's new hope. But just as she closed in, her plan was ruined by archangels and her rival Layla, driving her back to hell, humiliated but more determined than ever. Lilith wasn't done. Realizing she needed allies, she formed her own rebellion. Recruiting the Edenic serpent Cain and a brutal demon named Ashiel, she founded the Congregation of Mortals Against God, Mag. Together they stirred chaos on earth, even drawing out Gabriel himself in a battle that shook heaven and hell. Though forced to retreat, Lilith never lost her resolve. Her darkest moment came when she faced the primordial ether, nearly destroyed by its overwhelming light. But fate had other plans. Saved by the primordial goddess Mem-Aleph, Lilith was granted new power, becoming her vengeful herald. With Mem-Aleph's backing, Lilith returned stronger than ever, establishing the secretive Ring of Jaya on Earth, a rebellion against heaven that would cross generations. Early Jewish texts even portrayed her as a dangerous night demon who could steal babies in their sleep. Some rabbis were so spooked by Lilith that they warned men not to sleep alone in a house because Lilith might just pay a visit. But she embraced her darker side and became a formidable, otherworldly entity. Soon, Lilith would be called the Mother of Demons, giving birth to countless demonic beings, the Lilim, who would spread chaos and terror across the world. She doesn't just play the game, she rewrites the rules. But Lilith's ambitions didn't stop at just being a mom to demons. With her tactical mind, she rose through the ranks of hell, eventually marrying Lucifer. Together, they rule hell, commanding respect and fear. When Lucifer's busy, she's not just twiddling her thumbs, she's leading the Stygian Council, keeping hell's chaos in check. Her magic is so top-tier that she taught Mundus, another powerhouse, the dark arts. Thanks to her teachings, he created some of the most terrifying creatures that even threatened the demon world. Her abilities don't stop at spells. She's a master manipulator who can twist emotions and situations to her advantage. And her intelligence, lethal. She pulled off plans that even had Beelzebub, another archdemon, in awe. She orchestrated Abaddon, the angel of death and destruction, release, and set the stage for the Antichrist to rise, all while staying hidden in the shadows. As for her appearance, well, she can look however she wants. Lilith is a shapeshifter. In her original form, she's described as breathtakingly beautiful, with platinum blonde hair, bright blue eyes, and 6 feet of pure elegance. But after her banishment, her looks took on a darker vibe. She can transform from an enchanting beauty to a demonic monster. Think red eyes, black horns, and wings as dark as night. Her titles are legendary: the Daughter of Wrath, the Black Samurai, and even Second Hand of Ishtar, when she advised the Babylonian goddess. And get this, she's credited as the mother of vampires, after creating an ancient vampire species known as the Turok Han, ancient bloodsuckers that terrorized Mesopotamia. She's no background character in the demonic world. In Mesopotamian texts, Lilith is associated with spirits or demons called Lilu and Lilitu. These entities were tied to the night and had some serious rebel energy. Today, Lilith's myth has transformed her into a pop culture icon. From H.P. Lovecraft's The Horror at Red Hook, where she rules as queen of succubi and incubi, to HBO's True Blood, where she's worshipped as a vampire goddess, Lilith's legacy is woven through our darkest stories. Even the animated classic Scooby-Doo nods to her with Dark Lilith, and in Femme Fatale, she plays a Rod Serling-like host, reminding us she's the original Femme Fatale. Whether she was a demon, a night spirit, or a goddess of rebellion, her legacy proves one thing: Lilith isn't going anywhere.